Okay, so now it's time to tighten up the what do I do with the Allen key? This one. So now it's time to tighten these up again. What I don't have to do on these is I don't have to spot the shaft, because there's a keyway. It's got a square key in it, so spotting the shaft is not required. Not happy with the way that's biting in, or more accurately the way it's not biting in. It's tight enough. Belt direction of rotation. Rotation that way. Hit me knife up this way. Back onto the belt. Let's run it and see where it ends up. Got the weight of the motor on it at the moment. So we'll see what it's like now. That's about right, I think. Not quite half a turn, I wouldn't want it any tighter than that. It's right on the edge of the pulley here. It's not bad there. At the moment I would classify that as just serviceable. I'm going to have to set it up again, because at the moment, I'll show you what I've done with the shims, but I'm going to have to pull loosen the motor up and wedge it and shim it and get it all right, set it all up properly anyway. So for the moment, that will do. So we'll put the guard back on it. Which means I'll clean up my work area and then I'll come back and put the guard on. So, quick look in the cover. Probably the only point of interest is there's some big tube spacers in here. About 3 times as heavy as they need to be. So, yeah, at least we know it's not going to fall off, because it was under-engineered. There's a little shield in the back here that I've already had to slide in. It's too difficult to get in afterwards. at that, will you? One bolt in, and you probably can't see down what I'm doing down here. One bolt in, and the others just line up perfectly. Alright, I'm going to go away for a bit because there's not much point you watching me tying up these, and I'll be back later. So just so you can see what I've done with the motor. Got 2 flat washers in each side of at the top. When I get it into focus, there we go. 2 at the top, 2 not shown very well at the bottom, and that's the amount of shim that I've got. So there's a couple of other things that I've noticed. This sight glass has way too much oil on it. I don't know if you can see that, there's too much reflection. Yeah. It's almost full to the top with oil, so we need to slow down the oil feed into there. This one's okay. So now it's time to clean it up and throw some grease in a few places and move it to a residential address. Well, I'm getting ready to move it. Well, just about ready. I still want to do a bit more cleaning. I've given it a bit of showed it a bit of love, bit of rough love, but it looks a lot better. But what I'm doing now is I'm just pulling this off, this shield, but it serves 2 functions: a shield, and it catches the oil that comes out the back of the machine. The problem is that void there goes into the machine. I'll just take the door off and let's see if it casts a bit of light in there. Yeah, right, so you can see in there now, and that little sliver of light is actually the door. And my phone's ringing, I'll be back. Okay, now that the phone call's over, we're looking inside here, and what I'm going to do is, up the back there, over the top of the oil filter, there's a sliver of daylight. That is actually this opening in here. And so what happens is, now that I've got the cover off, everything that falls in there ends up in the oil sump of the machine. That's an oil sump down there. Let's get a bit more light. So there's the oil sump, and that oil sump is effectively open through that gap up the back there, to dirt. So let's go fully wide here. See if you can get a bit of a look. There's a bit of the gear train. Now what's really interesting on this is you still see the scraping marks. And there's a couple of gears here in the gearbox, and as we come across, zoom out a bit more, a few spider webs in here, decent shaft. There's a It looks like an oil pump, I'd say a plunger type oil pump. I think that oil wants a bit of a change. It's probably original. What I'll do is, well, it's not as dark as what I thought it might be. So yeah, I'm just having a bit of a look around here. That's the clutch, and let's see if we can get you a bit of a shot. There's a clutch pack in here, which I hope you can see. And let me get up here. That's the linkage, top end of the linkage, and there's a good conglomeration of oilers, and you see that these metering taps, and you can't see it because the ram's in the wrong position, but there's a number of metering taps around through here. There's more pipe work on the other side, so we'll turn it off and I'll keep cleaning. Yes, now getting a formal inspection. What do you think? Is it any good? What do you think, Peter? It's obviously a good vantage point, isn't it? So what I've done, it looks like this grey is the original colour, and then it's been painted this aqua blue, and then it's been painted cream. So yeah, light grey is the original colour, because I did see somewhere a nice big run. There it is. There's a nice big run of aqua blue or aqua green, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, over the grey. It's a bit hard for it to focus. Okay, so this is how it moves across the floor. 2 bits of steel with oil, and I say 2 bits. Here's the other side, all oiled up, and a bar, and one very, very unattractive operator on the bar shifting it. So yep, we'll have a go and we'll see how we go. Or not see how we go, that's how it's moving. It's not doing too much marking on the floor actually. The marks are just cosmetic, there's no real bite in there. What I do notice is that you can only take the bar down so far before you lose your effectiveness. So a heavier collar on there would help, that's for sure.